Thanks for tuning in to the July edition of Growing Gainesville. I'm Lesley Salman with LPT Realty, and we are here today with Jennifer Wahlberg. I'll let you introduce yourself.
So I'm Jennifer Wahlberg. I am a loan officer with USA Mortgage.
And she is standing in for our own Pastor Allen. The purpose of Growing Gainesville is to expand the kingdom of Christ by creating a space for Christian businesses and Christian organizations, showcasing them to the community. And we have a really exciting one to showcase to the community today. We are with Debbie Harvey, and she's with the Holistic Haitian Alliance.
Yes.
And so can you just start off by telling us a little bit about what your alliance does?
We are Holistic Haitian Alliance, as you said, Lesley. Thank you. Almost 18 years in northern Haiti, started as an orphanage, but has grown into family strengthening, thanks to God, and helping us learn how to fail forward, I like to call it, and learn to do what's in the best interest of each child. Generational change. Not just change for today, but how do we affect and how do we come alongside these children, families, orphaned and abandoned kids that have been traumatized severely? How do we affect generational change for these people to help them not have to put their children in orphanages? Education, we have elementary school, high school, vocational school, church on property, so there's a lot of praise and worship and bringing the community in to all that we're doing in our church.
You know what I love the story of is how you got plugged in down there.
That's a good one. I'll try to make it quick. So in 2008, Bill had been probably 5 years going back and forth to Haiti 2 or 3 times a year with a retired pediatrician.
Wait a minute, who's Bill?
My husband, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
I just want to make sure.
My husband, just some guy I know. No. My husband of almost 40 years, I might add. So he had been going back and forth with a retired pediatrician and a friend that was putting in wells in orphanages. He's not a handyman. He's not medical. He would be their guy that just put pills in Ziploc bags and played with kids and helped people just enjoy their time while waiting to see doctors. He begged me to go. I said no over and over and over for 5 years, till he asked me one day, "I'd love you to go meet my Haitian friends and family." And I remember looking up to God and saying, "Great, now I have to go." He said it like that. And he told me what shoes to buy. Wrong shoes, terrible shoes. My shorts were too short. The kids would all yell at me and say, "Coot, coot." And I thought they were saying cute, and coot means too short. So yeah, Bill didn't help me there. But found a woman that we later learned it was a scam. We didn't know this then. They find middle-aged foreign women that look like they would be interested in taking care of kids, and they follow you around and they tell you they have these kids, and they did. And we found these starving, dying, open wounds oozing from stealing contaminated water, no food, malnutrition, red hair, the bellies, the whole thing. Most of them were hardly clothed. A lot were naked, and we just sat there dumbfounded and just said, "What are we going to do with this?" So when we got back to the hotel that night, we asked the pediatrician that he was with to go check on these kids and really let us know what was going on. And he said, this was in July, he said, "When you guys come back here in January, half these kids will be dead." And they were that bad. And so we realized then, we got home, I said, "Bill, we have to do something. God didn't place us there to meet these starving, dying kids, to come back to Haymarket and just continue with our life and forget about these kids." He said, give it 30 days. I woke up in the middle of the night the next night and I said, no, I'm not giving it 30 days. We have to do something. So we had a little party on our deck, had a little PowerPoint, and told people if they're coming to bring their checkbook. And we raised our little bit of seed money and we're able to rent these kids a place to live, hire a couple mamas, and that's how we started. And so now we've grown into everything we have now, 18 years later.
That's amazing.
The other thing about your growing and your evolving and everything down there is I saw a post recently that something about a trade school that you guys have started.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer, because this is really cool. There's an organization, a Christian organization called Extolo International. They were in Port-au-Prince. Everyone's heard on the news. Everyone knows how dangerous Port-au-Prince is. It's gang violence. It's horrible right now. So everyone's fleeing. So Extolo needed to flee. Everyone's coming north to where we are. They heard we were building a high school with a vocational school because I felt like, everybody wants their kids to go to college. In Haiti, some say 70%, some say 80% unemployment. Having a college degree is not always the greatest thing. So having a trade, though, gives you a skill that you can support your family with, feed your children, get your children in school, feed yourself. So Extolo called us and said, I heard you were building this vocational school with your new high school. We're looking to move up to the north. Is there any way we can partner on this? So after about a year of working with them, we partnered, and on April 28th, just 2 months ago, our first class opened. That's probably what you saw, Jennifer. Yeah, it was masonry. And then today started electrical, and then after electrical is plumbing, and after plumbing is welding, and after welding is auto mechanic. And so all of these, each of these is open to the community, anybody in the community. They have to pay, but it's not a lot. And now all of our kids in high school will go through all of these trades, 7th and 8th grade, and by 9th grade pick one that they feel like God has either gifted them with, or they're excited about, or they feel like they're good at, and they'll stick with that one through graduation. And so they'll have one really good skill that they'll be able to get a job, support themselves, start their own business.
How do you know so much about Haiti, Jennifer?
Well, you both know. So when I was first married, we were talking about starting a family, and that was what God literally placed on my heart, kind of like what happened to you when you went. I woke up one day and was like, you need to go to Haiti and bring home as many children as you can. And that was actually in 2008 as well, because my first trip to Haiti was in December of 2009. So I went in December of 2009, spent a week with the kids at a secure location right outside of the orphanage area, and it was life-changing. But yeah, then the earthquake happened in January, and the kids came home early.
That's amazing.
With humanitarian parole. So yeah, it was really...
So you've had them, how old are they today? Because you've had them 17 years now.
Jason is turning 19 tomorrow.
Wow.
And Evan is 17.
So you got them young. 2 and baby?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. 2 and 3. Wow.
Just for reference, they were 2 and 3, but they didn't fit into clothing that was more than 12 months old.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And they don't look like that today. They're big guys. Yeah. They're big guys.
So Debbie, are there any other programs that you guys are doing that are different or out of the box thinking that you have coming up, or?
The one that I can think of, Lesley, is our SALT programs. In the book of Matthew, in the Bible, the salt and light of the world. And there's an organization called Good Steward International that we partnered with during COVID. People create their own local bank. That's the best way of putting it. They themselves, without our help, except for hiring the 2 people and giving them a laptop with the software from Good Steward International. They have gone through this program. There's classroom work, theory, homework, but they learn how to do this. And so they elect their president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. They have a metal box with 3 locks so that there's 3 people responsible for the money that goes in. The person that can afford the least in the group, so if you can only afford 5 cents, but I can afford a quarter, you get 1 share, I get 5 shares, and it's all checked and balances and all of that, and the money goes in this metal box, and they can then apply for, they have to write a paper, they have to stand up and do a presentation in front of their group, and the group votes on whether or not they can take a loan based on what they've put in. And there's interest and the whole thing. They have rules. If you're late, you're docked this much or you're fined, the whole thing. But we're just starting our 5th group. We just hired a 3rd person to run it, along with the 2 that we originally hired. So we now have 18 businesses out of these 4 groups, 18 people that have started their own businesses, that are now putting food on their table for themselves, that are now paying for tuition for their kids to go to school, medications when their kids are playing soccer and cut their foot. They're able to pay for that. So we have a t-shirt business, we have peanut butter business, we have little hygiene booths, you name it, they're doing it now, and it's incredible to see these families. This is the generational change we talked about, elevating themselves where we have nothing to do with it.
There's little ways and big ways to come alongside your organization and the families you support. Like, what does that look like? What are some of those things?
That's great, Jennifer, and thank you for asking that, because we always need people's support. You could ask to volunteer, so you could reach out and ask about volunteering. But as far as financial support, we have trauma care if you're interested in that. We have agriculture if you're interested in that we always need help with. One thing we're doing right now that seems to work really well for a lot of Americans, they love it, is sponsoring a student's education. Most of these kids would not be in school. They get a hot meal. They get nutritionally enhanced peanut butter. It's a peanut butter snack with vitamins and minerals that acts like a second meal for a lot of these kids. But they get a cutting edge education with English and French and math in the garden and sports and STEM and robotics. And so our education is pretty amazing. We were actually just awarded the #1 school in the North by the Haitian Ministry of Education. So that just happened a couple weeks ago. So yeah, that was huge for us, But anyway, we would love for people to sponsor students. It's $48 a month. Whatever God puts on your heart to help people, I guarantee you we have old people and girls and boys and youth and everything known to man.
So you guys also have some annual events like a gala and things like that you might want to talk about?
We do, and everyone is welcome. Okay. And we make them really fun. I promise you'll have a good time. You'll have a blast. Always the second Saturday in March is our big gala, but that's really, really fun. Dinner, live auction, music, all of that. Usually we have someone famous or an athlete, somebody there. So we're working on that as we speak. And then in January this year, we are partnering with Park Valley Church and WGTS, and we're doing a Christian concert. We're not sure who the Christian artist is yet.
That's the one that I voted for, Forrest Frank.
Yes, you wanted Forrest Frank. I would love Forrest, if you're watching. We want you. Yes.
Can we tag
Can we
him?
tag? Can we tag Forrest Frank? Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you letting us come out here, and I am just so floored by everything that God's doing through you and this organization, and it's just amazing.
Thank you. He is good. God is good. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If anybody wants to support Debbie, just feel free to reach out to us, and there'll be information on our page about that. And if you know any other Christian business or organization that you think would be great to feature on Growing Gainesville, please reach out to me and give me a recommendation. Thank you.